Chris Cyril and Alan Borlase there, Dave Phillips and Mark Barker, Abby Brennan and Dave Pierce. Dave Boy and Dennis Patron. Gary Phillips away, just still behind him, then number 8, Abby Wadsworth, Harmon coming up number 3, Gary Parmenter, and Jane Rapid, the Houston Scott Rebel. Bill Blackburn has mechanical problems, so he's a non-starter, so number 12, Gary Wright. We're waiting on the different team, any other things to the down there, if you'd like to down there and complete, if you'd like to make your way up for the presentation. Number 21, Jason Stubbs, and number 22, Jason Hickman. So most of the Middlesex team went by then. Just notice Mark Wadsworth in there. So then, here we've got some more. And this is the South Midland. East Midland. Oh, really? Those are the guys we're expecting. Ben Stabler and Albert. Coming up, Wilson, shown as a reserve on your programme, in fact comes in because Steve Schofield is a non-starter. Alan Harmer goes by. And number 21, Mick Cameron and Paul Randall, carrying the banner as ever. Number 19, Rob Wilson and Vince Jones. And number 18, Mr. Piggott and Tony Angelico. Michael and Julius now. Rob Wilson comes on his way after him. And Mr. Piggott comes the Yamaha back out. 83, Mark Zimmer. Number 7 centre with Chris Mason trying to make sure he's on the right wagon. Yes, you are. That is Roger driving. You're all right. Oh, Southern City Lane headed by Roger Measor. Steve Bailey. Armour number 22, Ken Lowe and Eddie Alders. Everett got the Lawrence Field in by them. Then we're into the 40s with the solos. So Steve Bridges number 42, Mark Stropper number 43, Bill the 7th sector, number 41, Rob Rick, number 45, Mark Seabright, number 46, number 44, Peter Reed, number 34, Alder Severbank, coming around with the southern centre there, number 52, Mark Taylor, the Wessex centre, number 55, Bruce Millard, number 52, Craig Williams, number 54, Paul Fry. Right behind them, the special centre, Craig gives us a little wave. For the special centre, Colin Mellor there, team manager. Number 90, Ian Ruppin, number 94, Albert Dave Norris, number 93, Andy Riley. Back a little way, number 97, Ian Garner, number 92, Mark Layton, number 91, Steve Deering, Ian Garner pushed starting. Here come the side cars from the Eastern Centre, and we've got some funny numbers again, haven't we, because it says Steve Wilson towards number 1, and we've got Dave Manning and Peter Blank on number 1. Just to add to the confusion, exit number 2 is Ridwell, the reserve. Number 7 will just go by Mike Bowden from Southwestern, and the Southwestern go by again. 71 Steve Pierce, 73 Andy Parker, 75 there is a change, it's John Davison on Tim Bay, and Lance Marshall. Number 27 Martin Hall and Dave French. And they're very kindly hung their banner prominently displayed. We've got the South Midland team headed by number 62 Jack Walker, number 64 Andy Gold, number 60, Colin Howe, number 63, Troy Sizewell, number 61, Terry Howe, number 60, Colin Howe, number 65, Simon Wiltshire, and number 68, Wayne Hill. There must be some more there are. Full flat behind those. And that looks like the short to them because we've got number 101, Colin Earl. That's the thing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've seen most of our competitors looking down the list. So while they're making their way back to the start and the presentation team are hanging on in case there are any competitors who haven't yet made it through those souvenirs. Right, let's look at the program changes then in the list of competitors, and we'll pick up the individual races when we get to them. I mentioned the Eastern Centre and the fact that the Midland come close to the top in this 250 championship. So they are away. We look to our left and number 60 it is. It's Rob Vincent who made the belly of the starts, and Ian Rutter is right there with him. So it's Rob Vincent from Ian Rutter, but Ian Rutter looking to close up all the time. They disappear from our sight, and in fact he's still there. Rob Vincent still leading. So it's Rob Vincent then from Ian Rutter, but and that looks like Mark Wadsworth coming through. Mark Wadsworth it is indeed, the national 250 champion once again, looking for the tight inside line, and I think he's found it. It is Mark Wadsworth who moves into the lead as they disappear from our sight. So it's Mark Wadsworth leading them. So the Midland Centre in a strong position here. Looks like Ian Rutter going after him. That's Mark Wadsworth who leads. Kevin Lancaster's come up into second place. Ian Rutter back to third. So Kevin Lancaster then it was who was challenging. Ian Rutter dropped back to third place. But it looks as though it's going to be a good result for the Midland Centre men if he can continue like this. The Midland 250, the national 250 champion so many times now, and it's Mark Wadsworth who wins. Kevin Lancaster in second place. In third place, Ian Rutter, and behind him, Colin Howe, then number 41, Jim Wicks. And I'm trying to finish the race a lap too soon. I looked at the checkered flag on the far side. It's not a checkered flag at all, of course. It's the finish line marker. So then, we've still got a lap to go. Can Kevin Lancaster close up? Lancaster does. He tries the outside. It's Wadsworth up the inside. Lancaster around the outside. But Mark Wadsworth wins. Kevin Lancaster in second place. In third place, Ian Rutter. What a good race out there. Sorry for trying to stop that a lap too soon. It was getting too exciting for me. Here we go then, second race of the afternoon, still with the 250s, and it's Lee Potter making a tremendous start. Jason Stott for the Midland Centre up there in second place, looking, I'm sure, to add to that maximum just scored by Mark Wadsworth. So Lee Potter then, representing the Eastern Centre, from Jason Stott representing the Midland Centre. Could be Steve Deeran coming up into contention there. Indeed it is Steve Deeran in third, and in fourth place, number 61 on our programme, Terry Howe. So Lee Potter then, defending the honour of the hosting centre. Lee Potter already establishing a few lengths advantage now over Jason Stott in second place. Steve Deeran still in third. Number 42, Keith Richards, comes through into fourth place. And it's still Lee Potter with the advantage. So Lee Potter then goes by once again with that handsome lead maintained over Jason Stott. Battles right the way down as
through the field as we look across to the far side for our first sight of the leader. And this time the checkered flag is readied and goes out. Victory then for Lee Potter. Second place, number 21, Jason Stott. In third place, number 31, John Pilcher, the change, and behind him number 42, Keith Richards, and then number 61, Terry Howe, and then number 91, Steve Deeren. Southwestern Centre, 8 points. Here we go, the third of the 250 races gets underway. Well, number 32, Rob Stanford, made a good start there. Has he managed to hold in there as they disappear from our sight? Ricky Stanford, in fact, my apologies, Ricky Stanford it was. We look across to the far side. And they come around towards us once again. And remember, it's now number 3 who's come through. Number 3 then on our programme, Steve Hines for the Eastern Centre. So local cheers, I'm sure, out there. So Steve Hines it was who came round with the advantage. And he really has already established quite a lead over the second place man. So number 3 it is then, Steve Hines coming towards us. In second place, number 22, Jason Hickman for the Midland Centre. In third place, number 32, Ricky Stanford. And behind him, number 72, Colin Patterson. Number 62, Jack Walker was up there in close contention as number 3 comes back round again. So it's still Steve Hines who leads from Jason Hickman. From number 32, Ricky Stanford. Behind him, number 72, Colin Patterson. And then at number 82 comes through Rod Melksham. Our position seems pretty well established in this third race of the afternoon as we look down to our left. The leader comes towards us. Number 3 it is, Steve Hines who's going to get there. Steve Hines it is who wins. Number 22 in second place, Jason Hickman for the Midland Centre. In third place, Ricky Stanford for the Southeastern. In fourth place, number 72, Colin Patterson. And then number 82, Rod Melksham. Well then, the big chairs on the far side of the course. Well, how nice it was to see Dave Ward out there in practice. They're away. Richard Piggott making a good start, and it's Piggott who tears into the lead. So Richard Piggott then leading the charge for the Southeastern Centre. Look up as they appear over the brow of the hill. A lot of challenging going on there though, but it's Piggott now back to second place, just ahead of Steve Smith as they went through. And it looks like Roger Measor up there in contention. So it looks like Roger Measor has made a good start. Richard Piggott in second place, Steve Smith in third. Let's pick them up as they come round. Number 22 it is, it's Roger Measor, so it's Southern Centre ahead of South. And Measor in trouble, and it's Piggott who takes the lead from Steve Smith. And that could well be Ben Stadler coming through to third place. We'll pick them up next time around. Well, Roger Measor in trouble. They're going to... Oh, and he's lost his passenger. I don't think he realises it, but he's lost his passenger. He looks down, he knows he's lost his passenger. So they're going to cruise round and just get points, and unfortunately they couldn't. So then, Richard Piggott from Steve Smith, from coming over the brow of the hill, number 5. It's Dave Phillips, in fact. And Roger Measor coming around to pick up passenger Steve Bailey. Well then, Richard Piggott and Tony Angelico take this one. Steve Smith and Keith Wall in second place. And in third place, outfit number 5, which is Dave Phillips and Mark Baker. 350 solos then assembling on the line. An interesting race this promises to be, with the national 350 champion Andy Riley going in this one. Interesting to see how Paul Fry goes on a 350. Jason Hickman coming up, Lee Potter who's already had a win in the 250 class, Kevin Potts, Roy Sizemore, Andy Parker, Matt Dimmer. That's the field. This is race 5. They're away, they break and they head towards us. And it's an even break. Paul Fry making a good start up the middle, but with him went Andy Parker. It's Paul Fry who leads as they disappear out of our view. This is a view of those people on the far far side, it would keep me to buy a ticket, sit in the field and watch. So it's Paul Fry then being pressed hard by Andy Parker. Andy Parker looking to come up the inside. Paul Fry leads. Andy Riley, in fact, it is now. Andy Riley, who's come up into second place, so the National 350 champion, chasing Paul Fry. When Paul Fry rode, in fact, in the intercept, it was on a 350, and the battle's on. It's Riley on the outside, Fry on the inside. Can Paul Fry hang on to the inside line? He does. A good race here. Paul Fry and Andy Riley side by side. In third place now, Andy Parker. In fourth place, number 63, Roy Sizemore. And behind him, number 37, Kevin Pott. So good race going on here up at the head of things. And it's Fry on the inside, and Andy Riley comes back. Fry on the inside, takes the lead again. It's Fry on the inside. And they swap sides, and they head across the finish line with Paul Fry leading from Andy Riley. Still Andy Parker in third place, still Roy Sizemore behind him. Then number 37, Jason Fox, and then number 83, Mark Dimmer. So then, and it's Paul Fry with a slender advantage as they head for the flag. Who's going to get there? It's Paul Fry on the outside, Andy Riley on the inside, and that's close. Third place then, Andy Parker. Fourth place, Roy Sizemore. Fifth place, number 37. And here we have it, the charge into the first band, and it's Clayton Williams there on the outside looking to come across. Clayton was runner-up in the 350 championship the other week. Again, more used to riding a 500, and it looks to me as though Clayton Williams is in fact leading this 350 race. So then, let's pick up the other runners. And in fact it is Clayton Williams who leads from number 5, Martin Jacobs up in the second place. Martin Jacobs coming up in there, Steve tailing the field at the moment, looking to make up ground, no doubt. But Clayton Williams then, trailing his leg as he comes off that bend. So it's Clayton Williams who leads from Martin Jacobs in second place. In third place it's Derek Hull. In fourth place, number 35, David Mears, just ahead of number 64, Andy Gorham. Dave Norris, a place or two back after that, looking to make up ground. So then it's the man who actually won the 350 National Championship back in the 70s, but don't remind him, as I think a 16-year-old, Clayton Williams, who leads, staying ahead of Martin Jacobs, and behind him number 84, Derek Hull. And Norwich making his way, he's up to 6th now, trying to make his way through. Reinforce the position of Andy Riley in the earlier outing. So Clayton Williams then heads for the checkered flag. Clayton Williams goes to victory here. Victory for number 53, Clayton Williams. Martin Jacobs is in second place. In third place, number 84, Derek Hull. Behind him, number 35, Dave Mears. And then number 64, Andy Gorham. Then number 20, Mark Wadsworth, just ahead of Dave Norris. Points. Number 94, 7 points. And number 71, 8 points, and we're in action with 7. And that was the Cheshire Centre, headed by number 95, making their way across the line, and Bobby Graham it was who led from the start. Can he hang on in there? So Bobby Graham still leading from Wayne Broadhurst, and a not very fit Wayne Broadhurst. Looks like Mark Taylor in fourth place, looking for that third spot to reinforce 2 wins by his fellow Western Centre teamman. So then, we look across to the far side. And Bobby Graham it is, still there, the Cheshire Centre going well. Wayne Broadhurst for the Midland in second place. In third place, Steve Hines comes through, and it's Steve Hines from Mark Taylor. Well, the computer's been confused because we've got the same numbers in the solos as we have in the sidecars, so our apologies for that. We're going back to doing it the hard way. Meanwhile then, they come towards us again. It's still Bobby Graham who leads, still Wayne Broadhurst in second place, still in third place Steve Hines, and Mark Taylor having a battle there with Alan Harmer. And Alan Harmer goes ahead of Mark Taylor. So we look across to the far side then. Number 95 it is. Bobby Graham for the Cheshire Centre, who heads for the checkered flag. Victory then for Bobby Graham. In second place it's Wayne Broadhurst. Who's going to get third place? Very, very close between 36 and 3. That's Steve Hines and Alan Harmer. And then Mark Taylor crosses the line. And Steve Wiltshire in fact crosses the line. And then number 85, Mike Smart. Here we go then, the big chairs charge away on the far side. Dave Manning making a good start. Looks like the Tyrrells putting Cornwall up in contention as well. Come towards us, Dave Manning. And all sorts of things happened there as Ken Lane coming around. So the Tyrrells were leading, Ken Lane was challenging, and they found a couple of bumps on that top end there. So then, Ken Lane comes up the inside of the Tyrrells. So it's Ken Lane for the Southern Centre who leads. So it's Ken Lane and Eddie Alvis going to the fore here. So Ken Lane then from Chris Tyrrell in second place. And quite a struggle going on, that battle for third place. And in fact there are battles all the way down the field there. And we look across the far side and that certainly looks as though Rob Wilson goes for second place. Doesn't quite get there, but Rob Wilson pushing hard. The leader comes towards us once again, up over the brow, it's still Ken Lane and still Chris Tyrrell, and they're challenging hard, Rob Wilson. That's Rob Wilson really trying to close up. Rob Wilson goes through to second, it's Wilson in second, the leader Ken Lane, Rob Wilson in second, Chris Tyrrell in third. And the checkered flag will go out this time around. The checkered flag goes out, victory then for Ken Lane in the Southern Centre. Rob Wilson in second place, but still in third. In fifth place, number 15, Lennon Ray Foreman. Behind them, number 4, Dave Manning and Peter Black. Here we go then, he got the 500s. And Peter Reid making a cracker start, but it's Trevor Banks up there in contention as they disappear from view. Like Trevor Banks in second, Peter Reid in third. Well, that Paul Fry got in front, it's Paul Fry and Trevor Banks just comes inside and Paul Fry does it to him. So it's Paul Fry from Trevor Banks then, from Peter Reid as they come up towards us. And then we've got Will James just ahead of Andy Riley in 4th and 5th places. Wow, what a 500 race we've got on our hands here, ladies and gentlemen. So then, Paul Fry has pulled away a little now from Trevor Banks in second place, and looks like Peter Reid up to third. So Paul Fry leads, Trevor Banks in second place, number 44 it is, Peter Reid in third place, Will James in 4th, Andy Riley right there with him in 5th place. And the positions haven't changed as across the line with number 75, John Davison. So Paul Fry then, going so brilliant, Peter Reid comes ahead of Trevor Banks, Trevor must be in trouble there I think. So Paul Fry, from Peter Reid, from Trevor Banks, from Andy Riley. And then Dave Smart as they go up the bank. Phil Ashcroft has dropped back and so has Will James. So Paul Fry then looking for another checkered flag, and it's Paul Fry who wins. Peter Reid's going to get that second place, he does. Andy Riley gets third. In 4th place, David Smart comes through just ahead of number 26, Phil Ashcroft. 4, 3 and 8. So instead of having 0 for Trevor Banks, of course, you have to have the number of starters plus 1. Meanwhile, they're away. Well, we're going across to the far side. So Trevor Banks, in fact, received 12 points on that previous race for being a non-finish. 12 points for Trevor Banks. So then, Clayton Williams on the look of things, up at the head of things once again. So it's Clayton Williams who leads. In second place, Mark Simmons from the Cornish Centre. Number 96, Phil Alderman from Cheshire up in the 3rd place. So Phil Alderman looking very sharp there, going after second place. So looking across to the far side, it's still Craig Williams then from Mark Simmons. So it's Western leading Cornwall. The battle's on because Phil Alderman is back to 4th place now and looking for his 3rd place again. Clayton Williams, Mark Simmons coming through. Number 45 is Mark Seabright, the upright figure of Mark Seabright for the Southern Centre, takes 3rd. And Phil Alderman pushed back to 4th place for the Cheshire Centre. So on the far side, it's still Clayton Williams who leads, still Mark Simmons in 2nd place. In 3rd place it's still Mark Seabright, and in 4th place Phil Alderman. And behind them, number 7 coming through, Steve Dorr for the Eastern Centre, lots of local cheers I'm sure. And then number 68, Deborah Hill for the South Midlands. So then, we look across to the far side as the checkered flag comes out. And Clayton Williams goes for the flag. Simmons goes up the inside and Simmons is going to get there. Mark Simmons just ahead of Clayton Williams. Then Phil Alderman comes ahead of Mark Seabright. And then number 7, Steve Dorr. Here we go then, race 11 underway. 55 heading for the front. But Keith Millard is under a lot of pressure as he battles for that lead across the far side. Well, Keith Millard still up in that struggle for the lead there, but who's coming around the outside? Is it Lee Pavitt? Is it one of the locals? It's number 39 indeed. It is Lee Pavitt from Keith Millard. And Roy Sizemore in 3rd place. And a couple of colliding up here. The rider on the track is on his feet. The machine's moved. I think we may well. So the race continues. One rider is certainly on his feet. You can see that from here. And machinery being moved out of the way. And the yellow flag has come down. And that's seen Lee Pavitt maintain his lead, as of course position should have been maintained during that yellow flag. Lee Pavitt still in front. Keith Millard in 3rd place. So here comes the leader then. Lee Pavitt it is who's going to win. In 2nd place, number 17, Mark Hamlin ahead of from the Midland Centre, from the Western Centre, Keith Miller. So then, the chairs are on the far side. Gary Parmenter, Andy Bray, Craig Cheatham, Rob Cameron, Jason Hiscock, and no Andy Sugg, remember, that was a change. Ian McCauley goes. Gets towards it. Looks like Rob Cameron who is. It is indeed Rob Cameron. Gary Parmenter there in 2nd place. So Gary Parmenter up into 2nd place then. But the leaders we look across, it's Rob Cameron from the southeastern centre. And trouble for an outfit up on the top here. Looks like Gary Wright, number 12, in trouble. Meanwhile, number 20 is Rob Cameron. Leading for number 3, Gary Parmenter. Behind him, number 28, the replacement in there, Ian McCauley and Ricky McCauley coming up into 3rd place. But they've got a battle on their hands as we look across to the far side there. Rob Cameron, all around on the chairs, leading from Gary Parmenter in 2nd place. Number 28, Ian McCauley in 3rd place as they came round towards us, but McCauley losing 3rd place as we look across to our left. Like John Hiscock keeping the pressure on him there, coming up I think into 3rd place. Meanwhile, here comes the leader. Rob Cameron it is who's going to win. 2nd place, Gary Parmenter. 3rd place, number 14, Craig Cheatham. Behind him, number 28, Ian McCauley. Eastern are on 4 points. Midland are on 10 points. Cornwall are on 11 points. Southwestern are on 12 points. Eastern on 14. And we're away with the 250s. So then we're looking across to pick up the 250s. Both Kevin Lancaster and Jason Stott had good first outings. It looks to me as though that's Jason Stott with the advantage as they come towards it. It is indeed Jason Stott who leads. Kevin Lancaster right on his heels. In third place, number 32, Ricky Stanford. And behind him, John Wicks, number 41. So then, we've got a battle on our hands with Jason Stott trying desperately to hang on to the lead in this race. Kevin Lancaster keeping in close touch all the way along. Length or two only in it here, and it looks as though Kevin Lancaster is going for the outside. He doesn't quite get there. Jason Stott still there. Kevin Lancaster in second place. Still in third place, number 32, Ricky Stanford, and behind him, John Wicks. And then number 62, Jack Walker. So a nice little battle going on. The two flying 250s up at the head of things. And then side by side, who's going to have the advantage here? Looks like Kevin Lancaster is going to get there. Lancaster comes wide, Stott comes up the inside. Lancaster leads, Jason Stott in second place. Still in third place, Ricky Stanford. And behind him, John Wicks. And then Jack Walker, so no changes that time around. And then number 92, Mark Layton. Mike Bowden tailing the field at the moment. So then, number 1 it is on the far side, Kevin Lancaster. We're going to receive the checkered flag. Victory then for Kevin Lancaster. In second place, Jason Stott. Who's going to get third spot? It's a close one. Third place looks as though it went to John Wicks, just ahead of Ricky Stanford. But that's my purely unofficial verdict. Fifth place, go to number 62, Jack Walker, just ahead of number 92, Mark Layton, and number 81, Mark Netherwood. Let's have the race time then for race 13. 1 minute 46 as the 250s fly away from the line once again, and it's Lee Potter looking for a repeat success. Race time for race 13, 1 minute 46 seconds. 1 minute 46 seconds. So that's Lee Potter. Already one victory under his belt on the 250s. Going superbly here as we look across to the far side. Could be Jason Hickman who's putting the pressure on. It isn't in fact. It's number 60 coming up through there. It's number 60 who's keeping the pressure on, so it's Colin Howe. Colin Howe in second place, chasing Lee Potter, but Lee Potter seeming already to have taken control of this race. Look at the battle for third place. So then, Lee Potter, Colin Howe, and coming through number 22, Jason Hickman coming up into contention just ahead of number 90, Ian Rutter. Two quick 250 men there who must have made, by their very high standards, somewhat indifferent starts, and they're looking to come through to the front. Still on the far side, it's Lee Potter, and it's Colin Howe, but closing up all the time, Ian Rutter and Jason Hickman. It's still Lee Potter who leads from number 60, Colin Howe. But look at that battle behind. It's Ian Rutter back in fourth place, Jason Hickman in third place, and they're both going after that second place, which is just ahead of them. So then, Lee Potter from Colin Howe, Eastern Centre from South Midland. But the challenge is on as they head for the flag. Victory then for Lee Potter. Colin Howe in second place. In third place, Jason Hickman. And in fourth place, number 90, Ian Rutter. Just ahead of number 42, Keith Richards. And there's some changes. Number 31, John Pilger comes in place of number 31, Ian Lee Amins. They are away. And it's Mark Wadsworth on the inside, and it looked like Steve Deeren trying the outside. So the British 250 champion, led as they disappeared from us, and he's still in there. So it's Mark Wadsworth then who's leading. Mark Wadsworth who leads. That could be Steve Hines who's got up into second place. It is indeed. So it's Mark Wadsworth from Steve Hines, from Steve Deeren, just ahead of number 61, Tony Howe. Mark Wadsworth has a battle on his hands here. Eastern Centre, who's the man who's doing all the chasing in second place. In third place, it's number 31 on our programme. Remember, that was the change. John Pilger, that was. John Pilger coming through in third place. They're side by side now. And Wadsworth's in trouble. Wadsworth's in trouble. Has he lost a chain? He's looking down because it's Steve Hines who leads, and Wadsworth is in trouble. He's stopped. He's lost his drive. And John Pilger now in second place. In third place, number 61, Terry Howe. Well, Mark Wadsworth has completed, I think, 3 laps. If he can push up, he could get a finisher's. He could get a finisher's point. So Steve Hines, meanwhile, goes to victory. Steve Hines it is who wins. In second place, number 31, John Pilger. Behind him, number 61, Terry Howe. And then at number 72, Chris Patron. The flag, or rather the gate goes up on the far side. We've got a clean start, no flags. So then we come charging over the hill towards it. And up in front, it's Steve Smith. Rob Wilson in second place, Chris Tyrrell in third. So it's certainly all happening out there, and Steve Jewison powering on, looking to me as though he moved maybe up into third place, because I think Rob Wilson struck problems then as they disappeared out of our sight. Meanwhile then, Steve Smith it is who leads. It isn't. It's Rob Wilson is still there. Chris Tyrrell in third, Steve Jewison in fourth. So Rob Wilson, it wasn't in trouble. He's there, he's going superbly. So we look across to the far side. So then, Steve Smith really riding at top then superbly. Rob Wilson staying inside of him. Chris Tyrrell still in third place. Then Steve Jewison, and then behind them, number 12, Gary Wright. So as we look across to the far side, and the dust are getting up a little bit now with the chairs really kicking it up for all the opposition as they come flying towards the checkered flag. Victory then surely for Steve Smith. It is Steve Smith who wins. Rob Wilson in second place. In third place is Chris Tyrrell. In fourth place, Steve Jewison. And in fifth place, number 12, Gary Wright. Just ahead of number 24, John Hiscock. Here we go, the 350s get underway. In the middle on the RTS, it's Paul Fry making a good start in the middle there. Looks like Dave Nourish making a better one this time. Paul Fry then leading on the far side. Looks like Lee Potter up into second place. Dave Nourish now in fourth place. So it's Paul Fry leading from Lee Potter. The battle on, and at the moment it's Andy Gorm in third place, just ahead of Dave Norris. Like Mike Bowden tailing the field as we look across to our right. On the far side, Paul Fry still leading from Lee Potter. Quite a struggle for third place, but Owen Harmer looking to have it, but Dave Norris coming in there too, and 2 or 3 other riders in very, very close attention there. Meanwhile then, it's Paul Fry, still leading from Lee Potter. Now, who's got that third place? It looks as though it's Alan Harmer, but right on the inside, Dave Norris is still there with him, and in fifth place. Looks like Andy Gorm. And Fry's in trouble, or is he? He hesitated, then he got it back on song, and he's back in front again. Well, Lee Potter was in front momentarily, but it's Paul Fry from Lee Potter, and something strange happening to Paul Fry's machine. So, number 36 crosses the line in third place, Alan Harmer, just ahead of Dave Norris. Wayne Broadhurst making a cracker of a start. Clayton Williams in there with him. And Lewis on the far side. So it's still slightly unfit Wayne Broadhurst who made the best of the start for the middle of centre. And he's now back in second place because Clayton Williams of the Western Centre leads. And Broadhurst is in trouble, I think, just momentarily then. The Clayton Williams leads, Wayne Broadhurst in second place. Trouble for number 95, Bobby Graham there. That's sad because Bobby was going superbly. In trouble, his hand went up. Across on the far side then. Clayton Williams leads from Wayne Broadhurst in second place. In third place, number 5 on our programme. So up into contention comes number 5, Martin Jacobs. So Clayton Williams there. Heels off to the far side from Wayne Broadhurst and Martin Jacobs. Putting the pressure on, but there's another rider coming right around the outside. It's Clayton Williams who leads. Wayne Broadhurst just about in there. Martin Jacobs is third. In fourth place is Derek Hole. To the Bath Gary Donor working away here behind them. Number 37 coming through keeps top. So the checkered flag goes out. It's still Clayton Williams, and he's a long way out in front now. Victory then for number 53, Clayton Williams. Who's going to get second place? Number 5 it is. Martin Jacobs, and the local cheers as he inches ahead of Wayne Broadhurst. And that looked like Derek Hole in fourth. Here we go then, race 19 gets underway. Well, a pretty even start there. Mark Taylor in the middle, Andy Riley well up. Let's pick them up as they come round. And that certainly looks like Andy Riley who's leading. Yes, indeed, it's number 93, Andy Riley, who leads. In second place, we've got a battle. We've got, well, that's interesting. We've got Steve Hines out there. We've also got number 24, but we shouldn't have a 24 in this one. So one is assuming that's Jason Hickman, but we can't be absolutely sure. Of course, not unusual for bikes to be shared in the Intercentre. Meanwhile then, Andy Riley right away on his own. Comfortably leading this one at the moment from Steve Hines of the Eastern Centre. Third place, number 35, Dave Mears in the Southeastern Centre, and in trouble, number 85, Mark Smart there looking anxiously down at the engine. So Andy Riley then, the British 350 champion, showing us just how he took that championship the other week. Leading still from Steve Hines, from Dave Mears and Mark Taylor. Coming through, trying to back up his Western Centre colleagues. On the far side, it's Cheshire's Andy Riley. The man from Lymm in Cheshire made it to the European Grasstrack final the last 2 years running. And he wins this one. Second place, Steve Hines. Who's going to get third? Well, unofficially, I made it Dave Mears, but we'll wait for the official verdict on that one. The cheers are underway, and Roger Measor is back in front. So Roger Measor then going superbly, but the pressure is still on from Rob Cameron, and Rob Cameron, what a superb sidecar driver has become. So it's Roger Measor through the dust, still leading from Rob Cameron. This one. So then, Roger Measor, Rob Cameron, and on the far side there. Well, it looked like number on outfit number 3 and all having a lot of trouble with it. Look like him. Roger Measor then. Victory for him. In second place, Rob Cameron. In third place, number 27, Martin Deal. And behind him, Lennon Ray Foreman. And then, number 8.
I think they are sort of go out.
So then, the fastest machines, the 500 solos, back in action. So then, around the bend, we look across the top. So then, Keith Millard is in second place. Let's look across to the leader. It could be Nigel Harry making a good start, but I don't think so. As they come towards us, it's the young Cornishman. It's Mark Simmons. So Cornwall leads. So Mark Simmons there is leading. So Mark Simmons then, who's getting a lot of experience on the shoal these days, going well, leading this one. And it's Andy Riley in second, Keith Millard in third, and Mark Seabright in fourth as they went past us. Number 67, Paul Pratt in trouble out in the centre there, pulls into the centre. Clearly doesn't think he can complete 3 laps. So then looking across to the far side, and here comes the flying Cornishman. And victory for Mark Simmons. Andy Riley in second place. In third place, number 45 on the programme. And number 45, of course, Mark Seabright for the Southern Centre. 1, 5, 6, 3, 4, 12, 12, 7, 2, 12. Those are the points for race 21. Race 22 gets away. And Phil Ashcroft making a good start, but it looked as though Paul Fry slipped past him on the approach to the top then. So you can see Paul Fry from Phil Ashcroft as we look across to the far side. Looks like Phil Alderman may be coming through from the back there. So, Paul Fry then leads, Phil Ashcroft in second place, but making a determined effort. Mark Hamlin. This is very much a new name to me, but Mark Hamlin really going well. They're looking to find a way through. So it's Paul Fry at the moment, still from Phil Ashcroft. Mark Hamlin right there with him, and then Phil Alderman in fourth place. So, Paul Fry then leads. In second place, Mark Hamlin. Then Phil Ashcroft, then Phil Alderman. But looking across to our right there, a lot of action going on. There are minor places that they start to make their way through. So that's Paul Fry, still in there. Disappointed very much to be thrown out of the 350 race earlier on. Mark Hamlin still in second place, then Phil Ashcroft, then Phil Alderman, then coming through Steve Dorr. So the Eastern Centre well up in contention here. And this time around, the checkered flag is ready. The checkered flag goes out, and it looks as though it's Paul Fry who's going to get there. So it's Paul Fry who wins. Mark Hamlin in second place. In third place, number 26, Phil Ashcroft, just ahead of Phil Alderman. So the major places not really changing throughout. And here we've seen both South Street Service Station and Visions Unlimited supporting races. Now we've got M. Parsley News Agents at Braintree for race 23. Well, up this side it was Clayton Williams, but I think on the inside there were one or two riders who reached that end ahead. But Clayton moved through. There's Clayton who leads. Looks like Will James who's there with him. So it's Will James and Clayton Williams side by side. Good race going on here. Lee Pavitt in third. So that's the race out there. Still Williams from Will James. Will really charges into those corners and makes up lengths. And they got very, very close and touched one another then. I think Will really did charge into that corner. Lee Pavitt still in third. In fourth place, Roy Sizewell. And looks as though behind him, that was Neil Scope. So then, things getting a little hectic on the bottom end there, but no harm done. And 75, Doc Davison crosses the line, so it's Clayton Williams looking to stay that bit further ahead, but is he going to get there? Will James comes through, and this is going to be a close one with Will, I think, now extending his lead by a length or so. They go round the top end and head down the back straight, so it's Will James then from Clayton Williams, a length or two in it, and let's see who's going to charge off this fence. And it's Clayton trying to come up the inside, and it's Clayton Williams who's going to get there. It's Clayton Williams and Will James side by side, and in third place, number 39. Well, Lee Pavitt.
Alright, don't regret not losing. You dropped them.
Well, looking at the 500 chart, then at the moment we've got a race underway. We'll talk about that in a moment or two. Right then, race 24. And over the brow of the hill they charge towards us. It really is a super sight from this angle. And we're looking for Richard Piggott, and there he is right out in front of Richard Piggott, who leads. Gary Parmenter in second place. So then, the Eastern Centre really very much strongly going for him in this one, but it's Richard Piggott with the advantage at the moment. And the Southeastern Centre cheers no doubt will rise as Richard comes around. Richard Piggott then and Tony Angelico powering down the hill, and that battle is really quite something there for second place. But Gary Parmenter seemed to just have it as they passed me, but they're side by side if you look across on the far side. Richard Piggott it is going to lead out of the dust. He does. And it's number 5, and it's number 3, so it's Dave Phillips and Gary Parmenter. So Dave Phillips has just edged ahead, or has he? Because it's all very close on the far side there. And this time around, remember, it's the dash for the checkered flag. So Richard Piggott we're looking for, and then 3 and 5. Who's going to get here first? Here comes Richard Piggott. Who's going to get here first? Well, I think maybe just Gary Parmenter from Dave Phillips, but let's wait for the official verdict on that one. What a super sidecar race. A really classic finish. So Ricky Stanford making a good stop there. I'm looking across for Mark Wadsworth and Lee Potter, because Lee's in tremendous form here this afternoon. And it's Lee Potter in fact who's in front, and Mark Wadsworth gracefully moves his way through into second place. So it's Lee Potter then, the Eastern Centre man, really going superbly here. Mark Wadsworth in second. Looks like Ricky Stanford in third. Can Mark Wadsworth, can the 250 British champion close up on the local hero, on Lee Potter? But Lee Potter riding so well here this afternoon. Lee Potter from Mark Wadsworth. From number 42 coming through, Keith Richards ahead of Ricky Stanford, and then a little way back, John Walker. And Wadsworth goes through. Lee Potter surely will challenge off this bend. He's ridden this bottom bend so well throughout the meeting. And he does it again. He comes up the inside, but he's not going to get there this time. It's Mark Wadsworth from Lee Potter, from number 42, Keith Richards, and number 32, Ricky Stanford. So we're looking across for that super battle on the far side. And it's still Mark Wadsworth from Lee Potter. And that's then getting a little rough, and Lee Potter tries to come up the inside. He doesn't quite get there. Mark Wadsworth from Lee Potter, from Keith Richards, from a little way back, Ricky Stanford. And then, who's going to get that 5th place? Coming through, number 80 gets it, Rob Vincent.
Rock on firm, yeah. Very reputable firm.
So here we go then, race 27 gets underway. Well, number 22 it was, Jason Hickman, who seemed to have the slight edge as they dived out of our sight. Moved along the bottom of the circuit, let's try and pick them up. And where's Kevin Lanchester? He must surely be up there by now, and indeed, it looks to me as though he's trying to make his way through, but at the moment it's Jason Hickman who leads. Kevin Lanchester coming up into second place. John Pilcher in third place. Now then, Kevin Lanchester, another rider who's been riding so well here this afternoon. Sitting in a valuable second place, closing right up on the leader, Jason Hickman. Now then, can he take a tighter line? Can he take a length or two out of the leader? Not at the moment. It's Jason Hickman from Kevin Lanchester, and in third place, number 31, John Pilcher. Well, these 250s very evenly matched. You really do have to have tight lines and avoid making that slightest mistake, because that's your advantage. And there's a challenge on the bottom bend there as we look across. And Jason Hickman it is, still leading, and Kevin Lanchester still just in second place, but number 31, John Pilcher, really did come through there. He really did fly through. Terry Howe goes up the hill in fifth place. So looking across to the far side, that looks like Mike Bowden, who's retiring in the centre there. So then, here we come, and Kevin Lanchester looks as though he's just going to really go for it now, but it's Jason Hickman who's going to win. Jason Hickman wins, and in fact in second place, John Pilcher, and in third place, Kevin Lanchester. Chris Tyrrell, Ben Stabler, Craig Cheetham, Bob Wilson, Roger Measor, and we don't think we've got Andy Sugg, we've got Ian Macaulay.
It's 27. 28.
The gate goes up, put away. It looks like Roger Measor making a flyer of a start there. We're looking for Rob Wilson. Craig Cheetham has been going well. Gary Parmenter was flying her on too. Let's see. It's Roger Measor then who leads as they come towards us. Mike's going to order. It's Chris Tyrrell in second place. In third place, that looks as though that looked like number 21 in there, in which case we have Dave Manning and Peter Blank out there in action in third place at the moment. So as we watch the flying outfits in race 28, it's still Roger Measor for the Southern Centre, Chris Tyrrell for Cornwall. Number 21, he's still in there, isn't he? So Dave Manning and Peter Blank still in that third place. But so Roger Measor then, and we're a little confused because clearly 21 is not who I said it was, because we got Gary Parmenter out there for the Eastern Centre. So it looks as though it may well be Mick Cameron out there running 21, although I have to say it didn't look too much like him, but that is the way the race should be, and I'm quite prepared to accept it. So Roger Measor then heads for the checker flag. Roger Measor in first place. Camera in second place. In third place, Chris Tyrrell, and behind him, number 28, Ian Macaulay. So indeed, yes, back a little way, Gary Parmenter was out there, so I was trying to turn number 21, as I see so often, into Dave Manning and Peter. Here we go then, the 350s get underway, and this is crucial. Steve Hines looking for a good result, and Steve Hines leads. But Mark Wadsworth in second place, and trouble for number 94, Dave Norrish. And the Cheshire team in all sorts of trouble, and Dave Norrish pulls off the circuit here. Well, tragedy there for Cheshire. Meanwhile, for Eastern Centre, Steve Hines is really flying along there. Steve Hines, who leads. Let's pick up the rest of them. They come towards us. Up into second place, number 52. It's Mark Taylor to the Western Centre man. Keen have a good result to keep the Western Centre in contention. But it's Steve Hines for the Eastern Centre, keeping the pressure on, really riding superbly here this afternoon. And showing that they can win it on their own patch here. So it's Steve Hines that's leading this race. The first of this current group, sponsored by the Braintree Sportsmen. And it's Steve Hines who leads. Mark Taylor still in second place. In third place, number 37, Kevin Potts. So it's still about that battle between the Western and the Eastern Centres. And of course that exclusion for Paul Fry has thrown it right into the melting pot. And Steve Hines is still there, and he's riding superbly. And Mark Taylor's still there in second place. In third place it's Kevin Potts. In fourth place it's Mark Wadsworth. So this time around then we'll see the checkered flag being readied, and Steve Hines surely going to take a very valuable score here from the Eastern Centre, for the Eastern Centre. Steve Hines then looking to get it for the Eastern Centre. Mark Taylor looking to hang on. Steve Hines wins. Mark Taylor in second place. In third place, Kevin Potts. In fourth place, Mark Wadsworth. And in fifth place, number 64, Andy Gum. Just ahead of number 85, Mark Smart. Right then, here we go. And Andy Riley making a terrific start and putting the pressure on for the Cheshire Centre. So it's Andy Riley then, leading from Clayton Williams. And in spite of the fact that you're told by the Secretary of the meeting that Alan Brooke was a non-starter, I understand Alan Brooke is in fact taking part in the event. So then, it's Andy Riley from Clayton Williams as they come round the bend towards us. Andy Riley from Clayton Williams. In third place, Roy Sizemore. Behind him, number 84, Derek Hole. And Martin Jacobs in trouble. Well, he's just going to change the balance. He's keeping going. He knows he needs to get points. He knows he needs the points. So it's Andy Riley from Clayton Williams. In third place, it's Roy Sizemore. Behind him, number 84, Derek Hole. Then number 36, Alan Harmer. Well, this is drama because the Eastern Centre are leading the 350 class, and Martin Jacobs is desperately trying to continue his race. He is continuing, bravely keeping going. Obviously got problems. And that'll be valuable. Andy Riley leads. Clayton Williams in second place. So it's Cheshire from Western Centre. Then Roy Sizemore for the South Midland in third place. And it's important that Martin Jacobs keeps going. It really is. He's got a complete three-quarter race distance. Andy Riley coming round to lap, and he's in trouble. He's pulled right off. Andy Riley then it is who wins. Clayton Williams going to take an important second place for the Western Centre. In third place, we're going to see number 63, Roy Sizemore. And Martin Jacobs is completing race distance. This could be crucial for the fortunes of the Eastern Centre. Well, the situation in this couldn't be tighter because we've got the Eastern, this time represented by Lee Potter, 1 point ahead of the Western, represented by Paul Fry. And Lee Potter making a good start, and it's Lee Potter who shot up to the head of things, but he's not leading, and in fact Paul Fry goes through into second place, but the leader is ahead of the pair of them. second and third place, but by the time they come into our side, who's going to be in front? It's Paul Fry looking for the lead. It's Lee Potter in third place, but let's see what happens off this bend because Lee has been riding this bend superbly. It's Paul Fry who leads then in second place as they pass us. It's Bobby Graham who was going well earlier on. It's Lee Potter in third and looks like Wayne Waters in fourth. So then, Paul Fry leads this one. And there's a few more laps to go. There's drama throughout in this 350 class here this afternoon. Still Bobby Graham still in second place. Third place is Lee Potter. Fourth place is Wayne Broadhurst. Behind him is David Mears. Well, all through the afternoon, this 350 has been a subject of a big struggle between the Western and the Eastern, but Paul Fry has time to look over his shoulder and note that he has a substantial lead. He's done all he can. Now can Lee Potter get up close enough to hold on to that slim advantage? So we look across to the far side then, and Paul Fry is coming round the bottom bend. 83 in trouble, Mark Shimmer, and Paul Fry is going to take victory here. Who's going to take second place? Second place is going to go to Bobby Graham, and Lee Potter is going to get third. Now the points now are very, very close indeed. Wayne Broadhurst then crosses the line very close to David Mears. Sorted on wins the battle for third place.
Yeah, Cheshire.
Cheshire, in fact, take third place in the 350 class with 3 wins, and South Eastern Centre are fourth. And then the big chair: Steve Jewison, Andy Bray, Andy Nourish, Steve Smith, Bob Cameron, Kevin Lane, and Joe Merg, and they are away. Now then, burst into our sight over that slope. And Piggott. It's Richard Piggott who's leading this one. Oh. Well, just a slight error. I looked at the wrong race, and it's Richard Piggott, of course, who's leading this one. So then, let's see what's going to happen out there. Richard Piggott then, piling on the coals for the South Eastern Centre. And it's Richard Piggott that leads. Looks like Martin Heal in second place. So as we look across the far side then, it's Richard Piggott, Tony Angelico. Richard Piggott and Tony Angelico really in superb form. And the best of luck this year in the major nationals. Tucked in behind them, that looks like 27. It is indeed Martin Heal still. Looks like Lennon Ray Foreman back in fourth place as they went past us. I couldn't pick up the third place man. But we look across to the far side then. And this time around the checker flag will be put out. Richard Piggott, Tony Angelico for the South Eastern Centre look to be taking victory. They do, they take victory. Number 27, Martin Heal for the South Western Centre. Behind them, number 24, John Hiscock. And then number 15, Lennon Ray Foreman. Because we've got some more racing to go. We've got the 500 class to be settled and the 1000cc sidecar class to be settled. So here we go then, the 500's getting underway and Paul Fry hits the front again. Bill Ashcroft hard on his heels as we look and they disappear out of our sight. Down below the far side there. Quite exciting, this is never quite sure what's going to come out the other side. It's still Paul Fry then with the advantage. Bill Ashcroft in second place and Midland looking really good for the overall perhaps. But Easton are in there close too, remember, with a first and a second. Bill Ashcroft in second. Neil Scopes in third. moment with a good lead over Phil Ashcroft. I think it was Phil who took the Midland Centre 500 Championships a few weeks back. And a good battle going on behind. Mark Simmons, the Cornishman, coming in ahead now of Neil Scopes. Neil Scopes keeping local interest high in this event, being very well placed up there. Meanwhile then, Paul Fry coming round the bottom bend. Paul Fry finds his speedway with Long Eaton. Last ride here of the afternoon, staying ahead of Phil Ashcroft, then Mark Simmons, then Neil Scopes, and then coming through Mark Seabright, so the Southern Centre coming up as well. And as that marker crosses the line, we're already able to see Paul Fry heading for the checkered flag. Victory again then for Paul Fry. Second place, number 26, Phil Ashcroft, and then number 15, Mark Simmons, and then number 8, Neil Scopes, and then number 45, Mark Seabright, just ahead of number 86, Dave Smart. Keith Millard, Hugh Hill, Barry Woodruff, Steve Wilson, Jock Davidson, and Phil Alderman. Here we go then, race 34, sponsored by JCB. Barclay gets underway. Will James heading for the front. Will James working away, trying to go through the front there. We're looking for Steve Dorr because number 7 is Steve Dorr. It's Will James who leads. Will James who leads then. And Will James in front of number 44 and then number 7. So it's Peter Reid ahead of Steve Dorr, and Steve Dorr is up in the 3rd place. And that matters a lot because the 500 competition is also a close one. So then, Will James. And lucky in the European not to have had a better result. It's Will James then, who leads from number 44, Peter Reid. Then number 7, Steve Dorr. And then Keith Millard up in the 4th place. And looking across to the far side, it's still Will James. And Steve Dorr is closing up on him. Steve Dorr closing up on him all the time, and this could be a crucial finish. Will James then, from number 44, Peter Reid, and then Steve Dorr. But a lot to do now for Steve Dorr. Got to get ahead of the 2nd place man and close on the lead. And in trouble, Phil Alderman. Cheshire Centre in trouble. Needed to finish the other side of the line really as Will James heads for the checkered flag. It's Will James who's going to get there. In 2nd place is Peter Reid. In 3rd place Steve Dorr. In 4th place Keith Millard. Just ahead of number 40 Steve Wilson. And 7. And that race time again, 1 minute 37 and 4/5 of a second. 1 minute 37 and 4/5 of a second. An average speed of 54.7 miles per hour. One more race to go in the 500s. Here we go then. They break. And Andy Riley making a good start. Clayton Williams is in there as well, but somebody went right between the pair of them then and took the lead. We'll pick that up. It could well have been the Cornwall man, but we'll pick that up in a moment or two. It's certainly quite an exciting first bend, I'd say. Andy Riley it is who leads. Andy Riley in the 1st place. In 2nd place, number 17, Mark Hamlin, who's been going so well. Clayton Williams in 3rd. Mark Woods in 4th. Andy Riley then going on his way for the Cheshire Centre. Mark Hamlin in 2nd place. Clayton Williams in 3rd place. Then Mark Woods for the Eastern Centre. tailing the pair of them. Are we going to see a change on the drop from the far end? I think we've got an amendment to the numbers I gave you for race 8, or race 34, heat 8. We'll pick those up in a moment. Meanwhile then, towards us they come again. Andy Riley really riding effortlessly. Still in second place. Number 17, Mark Hamlin. Clayton Williams in third. Remember this 500 was fairly close as well. So then Andy Riley, the British 350 champion, showing us the super style of his. The man from Lymm, the gamekeeper, wins. In second place from Cornwall, Mark Hamlin. Clayton Williams is third from the Western Centre. We're looking across for the big chairs. And I'll get the riders right this time. I read them out for the last sidecar race. In this case, Steve Jewison, Andy Bray, Lee Nourish, Steve Smith, Rob Cameron, Ken Lane, and Joe Moog. Well, I was just making that last check on the 500 class. It really is very, very tight indeed as the chairs break and we look across to the far side and we're looking for Steve Smith to come flying through. Now then, let's look to our right. Indeed, it's Steve Smith with the advantage over number 23 as they come down over the hill. So it's Ken Lane in second place, Rob Cameron in third. But Steve Smith, who's in absolutely tremendous form this year, really flying along. There the chairs coming back towards us again. Steve Smith then from the Midland Centre. What a day the Midland Centre have had. They've been well placed at everything. And it's Steve Jewison coming up, and Jewison comes through, and Steve Jewison makes it through into second place. So it's Steve Jewison in second place. And ahead of him, it's Steve Smith. Steve Smith from Steve Jewison. So then, the Eastern Centre making their mark on this last race of the day. So it's Steve Smith who leads at the Midland Centre. Steve Jewison in second place, and he's been waved on. In third place, Ken Lane for the Southern, and in fourth place, Rob Cameron for the Southeastern. Now then, can Steve Jewison do anything at all about the crew in front of him? It's Steve Smith who's driving. What a determined performer he can be. Steve Smith is driving, Keith Wall in the chair. And he's going to win. It's Steve Smith and Keith Wall who win the sidecar. And Steve Jewison in second place. In third place, Ken Lane. In fourth place, number 20, Rob Cameron. And that looks as though Andy Bray was behind them. Then number 26, which is Joe Moog.